What's going on, everyone? So, let's talk about the 401k and some dark truth that you need to know about the 401k. Now, the 401k is a very good plan now for Wall Street and for you if you have a good employee match. And there is some good and some bad to it. Now, everyone talks about the good. You can grow your money in it. It has a nice stable growth and it has very low risk. But no one really want to tell you about the dark truth behind the 401k plan. Now, I do invest in the 401k and I do invest with the employee match. So it's not that I don't use it, it's just you need to be aware of the dark truth before you choose to invest in a 401k. Now, what are some of these risk potential and what is a 401k? So, a 401k is a employee benefit where it's safe for your retirement. Now, I'll put the definition right here and so you can read it and understand it, but pretty much a 401k helps you save for retirement. Now, what are some of the dark truth about it? Number one is no easy access to your cash. So too many people jump into investing in 401k without knowing that, hey, it is gonna be taxed later. You're only tax deferring what you're putting in there. So if you expect to well, if you expect to have a emergency fund from your 401k or a major job layoff and you raise your 401k, just know that it's not an easy cash to get. Because unfortunately, the 401k makes it terrible emergency fund. You will get, guess what? Penalized. And with all these people starting to get laid off from the government, from Nvidia, from all these tech stocks like this one, or even the government of this and this, you will have people taking out their 401k. And here's the dark truth about it. You'll have to pay taxes on it whenever you withdraw it, and you'll have to pay a 10% penalty fee if you're below the age of 59 and a half. Guess what? You have to pay taxes on it and a penalty for putting money in there. And that's just the hard truth about it. It does not make a good emergency fund. And if you do not have a good emergency fund, guess what? I wouldn't try to access your cash for 401k because you're going to get penalized and you are going to pay more taxes on it. And when I mean it's tax deferred, it's meaning that when you get into retirement, what you could get taxed more. From what? Your Social Security. Your Social Security could also be taxed, which means you're paying double taxes on your Social Security and your 401k just because you're withdrawing too much. And that's the dark truth. If you don't budget and access your amount properly, you could be paying more taxes in retirement than you are now. So that's one of the dark truth about it. Number two is you are limited options whenever you invest in 401k. And the issue about this is depending on who is managing your 401k, they could give you some good, bad, or they could be getting paid under the table because there has been cases where people got paid under the table to pick these funds for the retirement accounts. So you don't ever know what option you have, and most of the time it is not that great of a option of 401k. Even I don't have great option, but with the match it makes it fair for me because the company gives me 3 or 4% on my investment, so I don't care. They do 100% match for a 3 to 4% match of my salary. But if you think about it like that, you're limited option and you're at risk of taking a loss. And the next one is endless fees is shrinking your account. Like I said, you don't know how much people are charging or what they're charging until you get into your 401k, and they charge you no matter if you earn money or if you lose money. So at the end of the day, they charge you every year for having an account, having a 401k, having access to those funds, having access to those investment options. So on average, the employers get charged a fee of 1.42% each year, every year. And sometimes they even pay on average of 2.2% for their assets. So you're getting charged assets, fees, you're getting charged the fees on top of fees for getting into that mutual fund, that retirement fund account. So there's a bunch of fees that don't make it really public knowledge unless you go in there and look at the nitty gritty. And the fees sometimes can make you lose 3%, 4% a year, even though the stock market didn't do good that year. So you have to be very careful because they can dwindle your account with these fees. So you have to be careful. And sometimes it's not even worth having it in a 401k if they have too much in fees. And this is something you have to check. Now can trap you into staying. So I give you an example. You have $1.5 million in your 401k and you're trying to take out your money. Well, if you're getting Social Security, you could begin pay double taxes. So if you take too much money out of your Social Security, or out of your 401k, you're going to be taxed more, and it's just not really worth it. You're going to be taxed, and then you're going to be taxed to taking out your 401k, and then it's just an ongoing tax implication issue. Now, like I said earlier, there's a penalty for taking out your fees. There's a penalty for anything you really do. So, and the other issue that you have in retirement accounts is there's a minimum and max age before you can take and before they make you take out the money. So you don't have that control. You will have to start taking your money out, and you might have to start paying more taxes on, depending on where you are in life. Now that's why it's very important, to give a certain amount to your 401k, but you have to remember you're giving up control to the government. And how do I mean by it? Well, Uncle Sam makes all the rules on the 401k. So the government and retirement plan administration determine what you can invest in, how much you can invest, when you can withdraw it, and tax and fees you'll pay when withdrawing the fees. Now, does that sound like a great plan? You put in your money and the government has all control on what they want you to do, what you want to invest, and how you want to do it. So it's not a best choice of option. But hey, if it is a good option for retirement, it's just you need to know these things before you're going into it. Now in my experience, this is typically a better retirement account you can put it in there besides a 401k or 403b. So you have to figure out which one you like. I like putting it in Roth. It has more freedom on the taxation part, and I pay tax now. And two, there's not as many rules and regulations. Since it's my personal account, I can pick and choose what I want to invest in. Just know that if you invest in a 401k, I typically tell you only to do the match so you can take advantage of that. But after that, I don't tell you to put any more and put it into a Roth IRA or something else for retirement, because you have more control of the investment avenue. Now, if you'd like to know more about the trade secrets or the dark truth about retirement, like and subscribe to my videos and stay tuned for more videos.